Hi, good morning everyone. Let's get started with the next training topic, which is on user master record in security. So basically, what is a user master record? So whenever we connect to an SAP system, there is a profile, there is a buffer which is created, and that buffer should have the information about what are the objects and the T code that I should have access to. So that is called the user master record for that particular user. And for accessing any transaction, the user's buffer should have that particular T code. So let's go to a particular user and let's see his user master record. Say this particular user, it has its name over here. You can have the work center related information, the costing related information. You can have communication related information. So that is the information about the address part. That is, this these are the address related field which can be captured for the user. Okay, so that is about the user's information. That is, the master record will have the user name, user's last name, first name, language, communication related information like phone number, extension, etc. Now let's come to the logon data where we specify the user type. Okay, so basically we are into the logon data where we can specify the user type. Here you have the password information, then you can assign the user group to the user, validity period, and other data. So basically this is what you can do for a particular user's logon data. Let's go to the next tab, which is about the profiles. Okay, profiles. Okay, now we get into the roles tab. So in roles tab you can assign the roles to the user. So whenever user is logging into the system, and the user buffer will be containing that he has access to these roles and these profiles. So that is very important because whenever user logs in, he has the buffer, the user buffer. So that user buffer should contain the information about what T codes and profiles and objects, the activities that the user should have access to. So that is what pretty much is configured in this particular screen. So that is why the user master record is very important, because it contains all the information right from the login information, the address, the details, the communication details, the type of user, the groups to which it belongs, the validity period, the roles and the profiles which users are assigned to, the groups users are member of, and the personalization information, and lastly the license data. Okay, so that is pretty much is that's what the user master record contains. So we should make sure that we have this information complete and populated. Okay, now let's see the next slide. Let's get to the theoretical aspect of it. Here you can see the address, basically the personal data, communication data, company address. Next is the logon data that we saw as user group, user type, validity period. Next thing is the default, that is the menu, the logon language, the printer. Then parameter, that is default values for parameter IDs. Roles, assignment of profiles. Profiles is assignment of user group, groups, global user manager, and personalization is assignment of personalization. So a user can only log on to an SAP system if a user master record with corresponding password exists. The scope of activity of individual users in the SAP system is defined in a user master record by one or more roles and is restricted by the assignment of the appropriate authorization. User master records are client specific. You must maintain your own user master record for each and every client in the SAP system. The following authorization objects are required to create and maintain user master record. The first thing is s_user_grp. Basically this is for the authorization to create or maintain a user master record and to assign it to a user group. Next thing is s_user_pro. Basically this is for the This is the authorization for the authorization profiles that you assign to users. S underscore user underscore auth. Basically, this is for the authorization to create and maintain authorization. Then we have S underscore user underscore AGR. Basically, this is to protect roles. With this authorization object, you specify which roles can be edited and which activities like display, change, create, etc. are intended for the role. Okay, so by choosing system, basically using SU03 transaction, SU3 transactions, the user can maintain their own master data. Basically, they can maintain their own address related information. Each profile grants the user a number of authorizations. Remember that we recommend that you structure the contents of authorization based on the organization structure. So, and you can change, basically you can do mass changes to this using SU20, SU10 as well. Here you can see that you can do the changes for logon data, roles, profiles, parameters, defaults, etc. using SU10. Then next thing is the change user documents table. Basically, for the online, you have the change history for logon data, which is at USH02, change history for authorization, which is USH04, change history for authorization profiles, USH10, and change history for authorization values. Okay, now archiving documents. So basically you can these documents can be archived as well. Okay, so that is pretty much I wanted to cover in this particular training session. Thank you for joining and have a nice day.